everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see some numbers laid out in front of you today. Have you guessed the video already? It's about teaching numbers to children. Now, numbers are an integral part of our environment and everyday life. We see numbers every day. We count the number of floors, we have our house number, telephone number, the number of chapatis we eat, the number of sweets we can eat, the number of books that we read, the channel number where a cartoon is. So basically a child is just surrounded by numbers. So it's very important that the children learn numbers very early on. Now there are two aspects here. One is reciting numbers and the other is counting. And many parents get confused between the two. Now reciting numbers is basically I know what are numbers. So I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when I just say numbers or just call them aloud, it means that I'm reciting numbers. It's not about counting. Counting basically means that I'm associating a count or a quantity to that number. So I have some bottle caps laid out in front of me and I pick up 2 caps. How many caps do I have in my hand? 1, 2. So I have only 2 caps in my hand. So basically what have I done is associated a number to the number of or the quantity of caps in my hand. So the moment you associate quantity to a number, you are talking about counting. Alright. So the first stage to start with counting is that the child should know how to recite the numbers, and then we can go about counting or associating quantity to the numbers. So now one thing is the child just verbally counts. So the child looks at these 5 bottle caps or 5 Legos laid out and the child simply counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Now there could be times where children speak really fast. Okay, they have a really good speed when they talk and they tend to skip. So they do something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that, or they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So their hand is not moving in accordance to their so what we do in this case is we have a concept of one-to-one mapping. So one-to-one mapping basically means the child places the finger on the object and then calls out the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have some numbers like I have Legos out here, or you have mini erasers with numbers written on it, or foam letters, anything, you can even do that for one-to-one mapping. So you can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 bottle caps. Okay, now some children lose track while they're counting. Okay, so what does it mean is that they get confused with so many objects laid out in front of them. So one way of helping the child is basically removing the number or removing the object that they have counted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically you keep track by removing the numbers or removing the manipulatives that you have already counted. Now another main aspect that you have to very strictly remember while counting is when you're doing the one-to-one tracking and mapping and removing the objects, the ones on your left and the last one that you've counted is basically the one that is your final count. For example, if I just need to count 2 beads or 3 beads, so 1, 2, 3. Now the ones on my left and I have stopped. This gives me the total quantity that I'm looking for. And I do not say 4 because this is left. I've not counted it yet. So this becomes my last count. Now if I would have counted 4 as well and placed it on the left side, only if you're doing the tracking by moving the objects aside, then you would say all the 4. Okay, now again if I give you another example and I just have to count maybe 2, so I would be like 1, 2. So the last number that I've counted and recited out is number 2. Okay, I have two beads here or two bottle caps here. So my last count is number 2. So always remember the last value that you have recited or called out is the total quantity of the objects laid out on the table. Now, if I put out my hand and I say, how many bottle caps do I have in my hand? None. 0. No quantity. If I put out 4 in my hand, the child can again do one-to-one mapping and tracking by taking out the objects from my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 bottle caps in my hand. That you can do this is by checking, can you give me 2 beads? 1, 2. Can you give me all the beads? So all means everything that is on the table. So that would be 4. One of the famous books that we have, you have 10 sausages. You also have 10 little birds. And this is one of my favorite books because it has a little sensory note to it. So the child can count as well. And as you can see, with each page, one lady bird keeps getting less. So basically you can ask the child to count. So you get many such books easily available in the market. Okay, so you can have such kind of books, or you can have the simple pull and learn books where you have a picture and then quantities associated it. So how many dolls do you see? I see only 1 doll. How many bears can you see? I can see 1, 2 bears. Let's see, are we correct? Yes, we are correct. A lot of different nursery rhymes, like 5 little monkeys dancing on the bed. Then you have, there were 10 in the bed and 1 fell out. You have 5 little ducks went swimming one day. You also have 5 little speckled frogs. And one of my very favorite games and also songs is 10 green bottles dancing on the wall. So there are so many nursery rhymes which are available, which constitute the concept of counting, and you can definitely use them in your work with your child. So hope you like this, and please do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so that you're notified the next time I upload a video, and rediscover the love of learning and reading with your child. Bye bye.